One of the reasons I'm enjoying making these videos is that more and more people are listening in, and we thank you for that very much. I also, I don't know if I've gotten into it in great detail, but a large part of my background has to do with history and geography. I'm fascinated by geography, and that ties into my request that more of you tell me where you're from, what country or what state in the country are you from in your comments, because this is an area that is of great interest to me. It's important that you all should know I make no claims to be something that what my advice is going to be worth anything. Anyone should do their own work. And I also have had history since 1975, a number of major mistakes as a result of which I've had considerable volatility in my results. And so therefore, once again, do your own work. The price of silver in January got up to, as I think many of us know, to $120 per ounce. And it's almost a little more than half that now, somewhere around 70. And it's no surprise that in that kind of a sharp decline, you also have had a decline in our favorite silver mining stocks. And I think it's good to give a little update on that, because most important is that the bulk of the fundamentals on why silver is over time going to go higher in price still very much there. What are those fundamentals? Well, you have central banks all around the world, mostly in Asia, who have been buying silver consciously and gold for a number of months, once in a row, and so on and so forth. Second, you have various governments, including the United States and China and Russia, who are considering silver to be a strategic mineral, and therefore you have demand, again, from the central banks, or you might say from the Pentagon, to hoard silver, particularly now that with the Iran war causing a lot of missiles being shot off, each missile of which has significant little amount of silver in it, we could get more buying of silver from that perspective as well. On the industrial side, silver, with its unparalleled connectivity in terms of transferring electricity cheaply, causes markets such as solar cells, and now the automotive industry in terms of batteries, and in general, all across technology, to need more silver. So you put all that together with the fact that for several years, as we've mentioned, there is more demand than supply for silver, so the inventories of silver are in deficit, where now, moving on to financial exchanges, the exchanges that trade silver or silver futures are having a squeeze in terms of smallest amount of available silver. And then on top of that, you have some of the games being played on the silver exchanges in the West, noticeably the LBMA in England and the COMEX in the United States, headed by a lot of the big banks. I believe there are 8 of them that have the major short positions in silver futures. And they're putting all that together, and how long we can have silver stay, in my opinion, below $100 an ounce is limited. So with that factor, what I recommend is that if you don't have a full position in silver miners now, use the current low prices to take those positions early this coming week. On the other hand, I have to admit that some of us get into a situation where we actually borrow money. It's called margin. And if you're in a margin position, then you have to pay the piper, and you may have to not only hold off buying any more silver miners, but cut down on your margin requirement by actually doing some selling. But for those of you who either have cash or at least have no debt in your liquid assets, then I think this is a very, very good time to load up on the silver miners that we recommend. If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, just check below, or it can also be bought on Amazon.